Representative Schreiner.
Madam Chair, will the sponsor yield to a couple questions?
Will the sponsor yield?
Madam Chair, I yield.
Madam Chair, Representative Knudsen, does this bill really allow for these schools that will be collecting public funds to not even have to have certified licensed teachers teaching in them?
Madam Chair, Representative Schreiner, yes, this bill would allow a charter school authorizer and the charter school board to elect to not have certified teachers.
Okay, follow-up? You still yield? Does he still yield, Madam Chair?
Will you still yield?
Madam Chair, I yield.
Representative Knudsen, I noticed on page 2 on line 26, it describes an education service provider means for-profit education management organization, and members of the House can read the rest. But so what we're saying here, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that these charter schools can contract with private for-profit corporations that might not even have to be in the United States. Is that correct?
Madam Chair, Representative Schreiner, I suppose technically that could be correct. Yes, they can contract with private educational organizations. Yes.
Thank you. Madam Chair, can I speak to the bill? Members of the body, I obviously oppose this bill for 3 big reasons. One, I think this is a slap in the face to the educators of our state. For one, we're saying that we're willing to give public tax dollars to schools to educate students, and we're not even going to require you to go out there and get licensed and certified to do this. I hope the body's looking to reimburse every student we have in a state school right now that's following their passion to educate the students of our state and get a master's in education or a bachelor's, because that's what you're saying. You're saying you don't need that, so why are we collecting their money? Number 2, I think this is a slap in the face to the taxpayers of our state. We just heard that this is possible. There's a possibility that arises that these monies can come from our state tax dollars, be given to these charters, and they can immediately ship them overseas. I can tell you right now, in rural Montana, that's not going to go over well, and you should consider that. The third thing, and the third group of people that I think this really hinders, are the parents and the students. We've heard in this body that it's all about school choice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to see charter schools in rural Montana. You're not going to see charter schools in rural Montana. 80% of the students in our state exist in 20% of our districts. Those are the places that you're going to see these schools pop up. Why? Because that's where they're going to be able to draw students from. So if you're in rural Montana, your tax dollars are going to these schools in big cities. We hear all the time in education that there's a division between small schools and big schools. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to big school areas. That's not okay. Our tax dollars from the state of Montana deserve to go to all of our students. When I'm in a community and I'm paying taxes, I may not have a student invested in the school system, but at least I know that that money's staying in my community and going to my community schools. What this bill does is says, no, it's not. This is going to wherever these charter schools exist. So let's say there's 20 charter schools that pick up in the state of Montana. There's a lot more than 20 areas that need schools and need this help, okay? With that, I politely request that you press no.
Representative Hansen.